top story this morning, the Saradha chit fund scam main accused Sudipta Sen has been brought to Kolkata last night on a 4-day transit remand.
In fact, Congress workers were there staging a protest at the Dum Dum airport. He will now be produced in court later today. Meanwhile, under fire for the involvement of her own MPs in the scam, Mamata Banerjee has announced a 500 crore rupee relief for Saradha investors. Now, this is just for small and medium investors. She, though, of course, is continuing to deny that any TMC leaders are involved, instead accusing her rivals of politicizing the issue. All this is coming as details of another explosive letter written by Sudipta Sen to the CBI were made public. Sen says he was forced into media by TMC MPs Kunal Ghosh and Srinjoy Bose, who run the Pratidin media group, also saying that he is neither liable nor has the money to refund investors. Sources are telling CNN-IBN that 6 trunks of deeds mentioned in the letter have now been seized. Also, Sen's cook Hemanta Pradhan, who's been named as a director in one of the companies, has been questioned. The alleged nexus between certain SEBI officials and Saradha is also being looked into.
Is Sudipta Sen innocent? Were top politicians and lawyers paid off in exchange for protection? Was Sen on the verge of suicide in the face of political intimidation? A letter written by Sudipta Sen to the CBI and accessed by CNN-IBN contains explosive, embarrassing revelations. Sen claims in his letter, written on the 6th of April, he was used and abused by brokers and politicians in raking in money from investors. In his letter, Sudipta says he was forced to enter into the media business as he was being threatened by Trinamool MPs Kunal Ghosh and Srinjoy Bose, who run the Pratidin media group. He claims he was forced to pay 60 lakh rupees to Pratidin for content and 15 lakh rupees per month to Kunal Ghosh. From 2011 to 2013, Sen claims to have paid nearly 20 crore rupees to the TMC MPs. In return, these MPs would offer protection from the state and the centre and exclusive access to Mamata Banerjee. He also claims to have paid middlemen to settle his case and influence the Securities and Exchange Board of India as well.
Allegation coming from a man who has duped crores and crores of people and is running away. Yes. I think such an allegation is also baseless and totally false.
Curiously, there were many early warnings of such a scam. Trinamool MP Taposh Paul had in 2010 written to the then Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee to examine the chit fund companies. Hours after the letter surfaced, a defensive West Bengal Chief Minister was forced to react, promising 500 crore rupees relief to the scam victims while rejecting all charges.
Between 29th April and 6th May, we are ready to call a special assembly session to enact a law on chit funds.
With the impending Panchayat elections, Mamata Di appears desperate to control the damage. With bureau inputs in New Delhi, this is Arunodaya Mukherjee.
All right, let's get in. Priyanka Gupta is joining us from Kolkata with the latest on that story. Priyanka, as politics plays out, the worrying part, of course, for investors is that Sudipta is saying he has no money to refund investors. Where has the probe reached? When will he be questioned? By when is he likely to be produced in court today?
Well, Shreya, let me just bring you up to speed to what exactly happened today overnight at Newtown police station where we are right now. Sudipta Sen, Debjani Mukhopadhyay and Arvind Singh Chauhan Debjani Mukhopadhyay were kept. Arvind Singh Chauhan was of course kept at a different police station. In the morning, in the wee hours of morning today, they were all taken out and shifted to Bidhannagar North police station, which is very close to a hospital of the area, where they will undergo medical tests. After that, they will be produced at Bidhannagar Court, the ACJM court, a little while before noon today. What we also have been talking about really, and that something that you've also mentioned, is about the money and how will that money actually be returned to the investors. If we go by this letter written by Sudipta Sen, and if you really peer through all the names that have been put in and look at the facts of the case here, it clearly mentions that Sudipta Sen has written this letter in dire circumstances, in desperate condition, saying that he has no means to really refund the money, and and that's the reason why he's writing this letter, which should be taken as a dying declaration. Now, whether or not this letter actually holds true, what exactly does that tell the investigation? How does that exactly inform the investigation? Is something that the police is looking at.
Right.
We do know that the police have taken this letter very, very seriously. 6 trunks that were mentioned in this particular letter have been seized. People mentioned, the cook mentioned in this letter has also been questioned. Apart from that, of course, comes the trail, the money trail, and whether or not the money can be recovered. As far as this letter is concerned, Sudipta Sen is saying that he has no money to refund, and he's actually not liable to pay because most of the people who had taken money from the people were brokers, unscrupulous brokers who had used his name and and really duped investors.
Right, Priyanka, just stay with us. We'll come back to you in a minute. But really the big question, were TMC MPs involved in a quid pro quo deal with the Saradha group? And can the Mamata Banerjee government in fact come clean? TMC's Partho Chatterjee spoke to Rajdeep Sardesai and denied those allegations.
Are you denying that the Trinamool Congress?
Absolutely. As a party, we deny. There's lakhs of small investors who have lost money. They are not going to anybody else, but they are going and agitating before the Chief Minister's residence. Kunal Ghosh was made MP after he was taken over.
Yes.
He has taken over Channel 10, he was taken over Bengal Post and all this.
Yes.
He is as a journalist. Whether a journalist working in a dishonest organization or a honest organization,
yes,
it is not the job of our party. Those who are responsible,
yes,
they should be punished.
Including your own party?
We are not going to defend.
Even if they are linked to your party? Yes.
Irrespective of party affiliation, irrespective of their position, they should be taken into touch.
Will you ensure that those small investors are protected?
We are very much serious about to protecting the interest of the depositors.
Alright, let's just go back to Priyanka Gupta joining us from Kolkata once again. Priyanka, the TMC, they're coming under a lot of heat, and amidst all of this, now Mamata Banerjee has come up with a 500 crore relief fund for the victims.
That's correct, Priyali. In a controversial decision, perhaps, she spoke out at Writers' Building, allaying the fears of investors, the small-time depositors and the medium depositors who are very, very poor. Because remember, most of these depositors come from rural Bengal, saying that she has come up with a 500 crore relief fund. A majority of that money will come by levying taxes on people, something that hasn't gone down well with the ordinary people, and that perhaps has been questioned by several people, especially political parties in Bengal. So that 500 crore relief package has been announced, and one member, the commission has also been put in place, headed by retired Justice Shyamul Sen, which is going to look into the different allegations and different liabilities of depositors as well as agents in days to come.